I'm really excited to introduce our next speaker tonight because of the way that their technology elegantly solves a major challenge for growers whilst alleviating demand for green energy. Dr. Kerstin Petroll has a PhD in synthetic biology and is passionate about the crossover of sustainability and science to solving important global issues. She's the co-founder of HydGene Renewables, a female-led, venture-backed startup using synthetic biology to revolutionize the way we produce clean chemicals. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kerstin Petroll to the stage.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T, T-F-T-C-T.
Hi, I'm Kerstin, co-founder and Chief Technology Officer at HydGene Renewables. We are pioneering green hydrogen production using biology. Our mission is to empower the agricultural industry to become a key player in the transition to green hydrogen and drive the global bioeconomy forward. And here's a fact. Hydrogen is essential for making ammonia, a fertilizer needed for growing the global food production. By 2030, this market will grow to $10 billion, $200 billion. Alarmingly, hydrogen today is made from fossil fuels, contributing significant greenhouse gas emissions. Yet, the demand for hydrogen is growing, not only for making ammonia, but also for future fuel production, like sustainable aviation fuels or renewable methanol. If we want to decarbonize these industries, we need to decarbonize hydrogen first. For this reason, numerous countries and corporates have adopted green hydrogen strategy. Yet, despite ambitious efforts, current methods of producing green hydrogen are insufficient to meet the demand. They are expensive, energy-intensive, require massive renewable infrastructure, and costly hydrogen storage and transport, which is not today's solution. So we need a game-changing technology to address this issue. And that's what we've done. Using synthetic biology, we've created the world's first and best hydrogen biocatalyst technology. This innovation converts agricultural residues, like straw stubble, into green hydrogen on-site and on-demand, without the need of any hydrogen storage or transport. The method uses 5 times less electricity and costs a third of current methods to produce green hydrogen. The solution is ideal for decentralized manufacturing, a circular economy, and removes the barriers to green hydrogen adoption. And this is how it works. Our engineered biocatalyst is encapsulated in bead-like structures. It looks a bit like bubble tea or couscous. These beads are extremely robust. They last up to 2 years and can make hydrogen continuously or on demand. The energy to make hydrogen comes from the feedstock, of which we extract sugars and run them through the biocatalyst. The gas that comes out is ultra-pure hydrogen with a carbon-negative footprint, as we sequester biogenic CO2 in our process. To make the solution more scalable, we contain the biocatalyst in modular cartridges, which can be stacked in parallel and run according to the demand. This is a huge cost saver. We tested over 130 different types of feedstocks, including agricultural residues, like straw stubble, the gas, hemp fiber, cotton waste, grape mark, bioenergy crops. We tested forestry waste, municipal waste, and even sewage. And they all work. Our technology adds immense value to low-cost biomass residues that often have no market value. And here's another interesting statistic. In Australia, there's about 200 million tons of biomass waste. Using our technology, we can convert this into 5 million tons of hydrogen, which is 5% of global hydrogen demand, a $10 billion market opportunity. Our female-led venture started with 3 co-founders that developed and spun the technology out of Macquarie University, end of 2021. Since, we've grown our team to 18 and are backed by global capital venture funds, including Agronomics, and the Australian Climate Fund, the CFC. We commissioned our pilot and have MOU signed for deploying the technology in the field by 2025. We're now gearing towards our demo and commercial between 26 and 28. Our growth strategy starts with a BOO model, where we build, own, operate, and manage hydrogen facilities at our customer site, generating revenue from hydrogen sales. As our technology gains more traction, we'll pivot to a more scalable inkjet model, where we charge the customer a technology license fee and a biocatalyst subscription fee. Together, this strategy allows us to generate more than $100 million revenue by 2030. We launched our Series A raise, and we're looking for bold investors that are keen to join us on this journey. We're looking for large volume feedstock producers interested in monetizing their biomass residues. And lastly, we're looking for long-term commercial partners seeking low-cost green hydrogen. With your help, we can empower the agricultural industry, we can decarbonize hydrogen production, and revolutionize the way we make green chemicals. Thank you.
Fantastic. Incredible presentation, Kerstin.
Thank you.
Such amazing technology. Incredible to see what you guys have achieved in such a short period of time. They launched in COVID and have just made so much progress in such a short period of time. So well done.
Thank you.
We'll open up the floor to some questions. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, gentleman at the front.
Kerstin, I think it's just wonderful watching that. I think it's amazing technology. And I do love the fact that you're quite agnostic to feedstocks, which I think is extremely important. But there was a point made earlier with one of the other presentations about, the agricultural residues are very low value and they're very high volume. So the transport of that is a fairly expensive thing. So what do you see as a solution there in terms of siting plants or maybe doing initial, processing in particular locations around the country?
Very good question. So for that reason, the decentralized manufacturing aspect is a key focus of our business. So the fact that we make the hydrogen on-site and on-demand also accounts for the feedstock. We process it on-site. So ideally, you have a maximum distance of 50 to 100 kilometers to reduce the transportation cost of such low-density feedstock. So our idea of regional manufacturing sort of lends itself ideally to a co-op or regional manufacturing facility, rather than having it in a centralized location or on individual farms where the volumes are too small. It sort of sits in between. But great point, exactly.
Thank you. Other questions from the audience? I've got a question for you, Kerstin. What other chemicals could this system potentially produce? You mentioned green hydrogen, obviously. Are there other things that you have in the pipeline?
Yeah, so the technology we develop it's a platform technology, and the biocatalyst is specific for making hydrogen. We already have developed a new strain that can make ammonia and actually fixes nitrogen from the air. So rather than going the route straw to hydrogen to ammonia, we circumvent the hydrogen and make ammonia directly. And I think that's been very attractive to farmers. Hydrogen to be used on farms is not readily available yet. It has to be converted into ammonia or a fuel. However, if we produce ammonia on site, that's a real game changer to the agriculture industry to also use their products from their residues.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Question up the back.
Thanks. Do you have any other side streams that come out of it, or waste streams that are coming out of the process?
Yes, we actually have quite a few. So first is the digested, sort of the unprocessed fiber of the feedstock is actually high in organic matter. So one option would be to put it back on the field to retain the carbon in the soil. The other option would be as a cogeneration. It actually has a really high calorific value that can be generated for use for heat generation. The other byproduct, and I've sort of alluded to it, is we have a biogenic CO2 stream. Our technology in situ sequesters this CO2 in form of a carbonated product, so it's a long-term storage form for CO2. We also can release that CO2 in food-grade purity and sell the CO2 as a second byproduct, which interestingly, there is a shortage of CO2 available to many manufacturing industry, especially also for upcoming fuel generation, but also turning ammonia into urea, which the farmer applies on the field. So we have two products, hydrogen and CO2, which are high grade and really high value.
Thank you. Any last questions? Probably have time for one more question from the audience. Yes.
Great presentation again.
Thank you.
What were the, or what are the major milestones for your seed round? And then what will be the major milestones for the A round?
So the major milestone in the seed were advancement of the R&D to a certain yield and rate of our biocatalyst, which is critical in reaching the cost-competitive unit economics, and we've hit those milestones so far. Another key milestone has been the pilot, which we've commissioned already. So in some ways, the seed milestones sort of ticked off. The Series A key milestones are further advancing the R&D to higher yields and rates, and the demo commercial. So the demo, demonstration plant of our technology. Yes. So 1 TRL higher. Yeah.
I've got one other question,
Yeah.
Kerstin. You did your PhD in synthetic biology, and it sounds like you've got an incredibly technical team. How does it feel to see your research come out of the lab and eventually start making its way out into the marketplace now?
I think it's very special, and I feel very privileged to see this happen. And I think it's, as a scientist, you should strive for building solutions that have real-world applications. And I think in our case, I think we're really proud, and it's been a long journey, and it's going to be a much longer journey. But yeah, we've just talked about it. We would never do anything else. So we're 100% committed.
Amazing to hear.
Yeah.
Please, let's give it up. Thank you so much, Kerstin.